Welcome back. Having finished ripping off the gladiator arena and then getting our butts kicked by the gladiators for our trouble, we are ready to continue exploring Purgatory. Six spiders at 30 feet. Well, with our new equipment, we should be able to defeat them, presumably. Attack. Spiders failing to do damage, thanks to our increased armor classes. Yeah, hit us that time, only a little bit. I also realized that I misspoke in a previous video when I said that I thought you got 2 hit points for every skill point you allocate to health. That's wrong, you in fact only get 1. Alright, we're down 1 spider, and we will continue fighting. We're getting a little beat up here. It is too bad that you cannot bandage during combat, and we do not know any healing spells. But most of our damage is stun, so we will just keep attacking the spiders and see what happens. Another spider gone. And another one. 2 spiders left. View the party. Not a lot of points left for Ken and Dre especially, but we might be able to pull this off. And we did. Alright, I think Ken and Shady have as much health as we can bandage them to, but I will check. We'll have Snoop Dogg attempt to heal them further. That didn't do any good. Alright, that's as high as they go. And we will continue on. Anything in this building? No, nothing but a puddle of water. Now, if you're thoroughly turned around by now, this game does include an auto-mapper. Very convenient. You can see where you've been, where you haven't been. This auto-map feature is not really a substitute, I think, to drawing this game out on graph paper and making your own notes, but it's very convenient if you just need a quick reference. Bandits. Some lowlifes favor robbing from the rich to give to the poor, so long as no one considers them rich. Well, we will see about these bandits. Good start. One bandit down. And there are the rest of them. Anything in... This isn't where we were. No. Anything in here? Many people are here dying of various diseases and afflictions. A robed healer attends to the needs of all. Who needs healing? Well, Ken and Slim do. But I think healing costs gold, and I don't think we have any. We'll ask, though, for full healing. That will cost 8 in gold. Pay? Well, we can try. We don't have enough gold. Okay. Well, fortunately, we will find other ways to heal ourselves soon enough. Oh, and another building across the road. Let's see if anything is in here. Rowdy drunks block your path. 4 drunks appear at 40 feet. We will advance ahead and proceed to fight. The drunks are evidently less dexterous than the party, possibly in part because they are in fact drunk. And they are not very well armed, evidently, as they are failing to do much damage through our armor. I'm blowing through these combats fairly quickly to try to speed up the pace of these videos. I will, of course, slow down for difficult or otherwise important or interesting combats in the future. But we won that one handily enough. And everybody gained another level, how nice. Well, the drunks were loitering outside this building, let's go inside. And it's a bar! "What can I do for you, stranger?" says the barkeep. "You can ask for volunteers or listen for rumors." Well, let's ask for volunteers. This brave soul wishes to join up. "Fresh faces are a rare thing here. My name is Ulrich, and like you, I cannot settle for slavery. Let us join forces." Let us. Let's ask for more volunteers. No one else wants to join up. Well, we can listen for rumors. Let's see what the rumors in the Purgatory gossip column are. The barkeep says, "I hear there's a secret hatch within the southwest tower leading to freedom." Let's see if there are any more rumors. The barkeep says, "I hear a strong man can swim to safety through the harbor." That sounds promising. The barkeep says, "I hear you should pay your respects to Irkala if you plan to enter her realm." Okay. The barkeep says, "I hear there's a way to get into the wall from the northwest tower. For a prison city, this place sure seems porous." The barkeep says, "I hear there is a magician in the slave camp who is impressed by magic." Slave camp, you say? Magicians, magic, sounds interesting. The barkeep says, "I hear bad things about the Apsu waters. It can lead the unwary to hell." Well, we certainly don't want to go there. We will keep that in mind if we encounter the Apsu waters. And that appears to be all the barkeep knows, as he is now repeating himself. Alright, information and another party member gained. Well, let's look at Ulrich, see what Ulrich's skills and items are. Ulrich's status. Strength 20, higher than any of the rest of us. Dexterity 17, pretty good. Not the brightest guy in the world. Intelligence 8. Now, spirit a little elevated. Armor class 3, he must be wearing something. He is level 3 already, and knows cave lore, knows how to swim, and has 3 points of skill in axes. The effect of those skill points in axes is that when Ulrich is wielding an axe, his attack value, meaning his likelihood of hitting when he swings, is increased by 3. And confusingly enough, his 3 extra points when wielding an axe are not displayed by the computer in his calculated attack value. However, they are taken into account when doing the combat probability calculations. So you just have to remember that he has a better chance to hit with axes when you are deciding what weapons to equip him with. And speaking of axes, he has one, a hand axe, and a set of leather armor. Well, neither one of those are great weapons, but maybe we can rip the gladiators off for better ones. I'm not positive if we can. We may have too much stuff now, but we can certainly try. And at any rate, having another character is certainly better than not having him. Ulrich doesn't know any magical spells, nor does he possess any magical ability, which is why, as you can see, he has a health and stun bar, but no blue magic or mana bar. Finally, I'm not so sure about the name Ulrich. I think we will rename him. We will rename Ulrich as the Lyrical Lizard of Gary, Indiana. And there is not enough room to put the whole thing here. We will just drop the A as if we were an internet startup and spell it like that. Also, only the first 4 members of the party in party order can attack with a regular non-ranged weapon during combat. Party members 5, 6, and 7 can only cast spells or I think use ranged weapons, bows, arrows, and the like. As such, and since Lyrical Lizard is a better fighter than Snoop Dogg, we're going to have Lyrical Lizard and Snoop Dogg trade places in the party. So we will set the party order. Ken, Shady, and Dre can stay the same, Lyrical Lizard next, and then Mr. Dog. Well, that was quite an accomplishment, getting another party member. We had better save the game before returning to the Gladiator Arena to see if we can rip them off for more equipment for the Lyrical Lizard. We will also see if I can remember the way back to the arena. Oh, alright, that wasn't so hard. Now, before we do that, what do we... Oh, we should go sell off these extra pieces of equipment from Ken. Oh, and do not ask how those hand axes appeared in Ken's inventory. I made a little mistake with a saved game file and had to retrace some steps for this video. The hand axes are left over from that. But nothing else changed, I promise. Okay, sell, broadsword, hand axe, hand axe, hand axe. 120 gold, is that enough for anything good? Well, it's not enough for the scale armor that we would like to get the Lyrical Lizard. Weapons-wise, it is enough for the battle axe. The battle axe sounds more dangerous and vicious than the hand axe. And in fact it is. The battle axe is 1d12 versus the hand axe is 1d6. The battle axe does decrease one's attack value by 1 point, but that is well worth it. We will purchase the battle axe now. Now, that was Ken Kniff who bought the battle axe. He has no use for it, so we will trade the battle axe. We will give the battle axe to Lyrical Lizard. And before we forget, the Lyrical Lizard may as well equip the battle axe. As I was saying earlier, the computer says the Lyrical Lizard's attack value is 2, but you have to add 3 to that because of his 3 skill points in axe. So in reality, his attack value is 5, which is still quite good. And with that, we will head back to the Gladiator Arena to see what ripping off it may still be possible. We are in need of more equipment. 4 items, okay. Well, I was wrong earlier when I said the broadsword was the most expensive item. I believe the battle axe is actually the most expensive item. We will grab 4 of those and see what that gets us. And as before, we will run away from the gladiators. Yes, we have 20% more party members. No, that will not be enough to defeat them. $140 gold. Well, that is clearly not enough for the scale armor. It is enough for a brigandine. Let's see what the deal is on that. So the cloth armor, the leather armor that Lyrical Lizard currently has is armor class 3, attack value -1. The brigandine is also attack value -1, but armor class +4, so we might as well trade. We will buy a brigandine, equip it, and continue on our explorations. If I'd been thinking more clearly, planning ahead, I suppose we could have found the Lyrical Lizard before starting the whole gladiator scam, but that's alright. Well, what else is in Purgatory? Let us look around and maybe find out. We will head west. one rock spider. Should be simple enough. As you can see, Snoop Dogg does not have an option to attack as the 5th party member. And since he does not have any spells or usable items, we will just ask him to dodge enemies. Now, if one of the first 4 party members were to become stunned, they will automatically go to the back of the party, and Snoop Dogg would then be able to attack with standard weapons for the rest of the combat. But that's not going to happen this time. What is this? Read paragraph 9. Paragraph 9 reads, "A statue of Namtar, the beast from the pit, dominates this dirty city square. You carefully examine the statue, trying to memorize the features of the villain who exiled you to Purgatory. You struggle in vain. The citizens of Purgatory, themselves no less fond of Namtar, have taken it out on his image. The nose is broken, limbs are chipped, and the mouth is deformed beyond all recognition. As you watch, a wild beggar spits on the statue. 'Filthy face of stone,' she mumbles. 'Laid down with the lizards, he did. That stone face lies as much as he.' The poor mad creature wanders off, still spitting and mumbling, leading you to wonder if a similar fate awaits you in the months to come. I should hope not. Another building. Read paragraph 10. Paragraph 10 reads, "This back alley building is in remarkably good repair. Curious, you enter and recognize the interior of a modestly appointed magic shop. A wizened gnome of a man springs from behind the counter and scurries up to you. 'Mercy, mercy me! Customers! Bless me, customers at last!' The old man is insane but friendly. He explains all high magic has been outlawed by order of Namtar, but instruction in the low arts is still permitted in isolated regions. He is eager to teach you what he knows, and will in fact refuse a fee, preferring to teach for the simple joy of it. Unfortunately, the old man knows little useful magic. The wizard has many low magic scrolls. Who will get loot? Well, we will start with Ken Kniff. And we have 6 spells: Mage Fire, Disarm, Charm, Luck, Lesser Heal, and Mage Light. Mage Fire, Lesser Heal, and Mage Light are very important, and I will go over them now. Disarm, Charm, and Luck, if you wish to know more about them, you can read about them in the spell list, which I linked in the description of the first video in this series. Mage Fire, described in the manual as the beginning zap spell, and always worth falling back on if nothing more powerful is at hand. Its effect is to cause 1 to 8 points of damage, its target is 1 foe, its range is up to 30 feet, and it costs 2 points of magical power to cast. Lesser Heal, as the name implies, a simple heal spell restoring up to 4 points of health. The manual further points out, heal spells are very important because you can't use the bandage skill in combat. That is true. The effect of Lesser Heal is to heal 1 to 4 points of damage. The target is 1 character in the party, and this spell also costs 2 points of magic power to cast. Mage Light, useful for exploring dark places when a mundane source of light is not available. A torch icon will appear for the duration of the spell. And there are places in this game where no natural light is available, and you need to cast Mage Light if you want to, or another spell, if you want to see anything. The effect of Mage Light is to restore the light. The target is the entire party. You can decide how many points of magic you wish to expend on this spell. For each point you cast, for each point you use, the spell will last for 3 hours. A note on casting variable power spells: the maximum power you can invest in a spell is equal to twice your skill level in the type of magic to which the spell belongs. So since all of our magic users have 1 skill point in low magic, the most they could invest in a single low magic spell is 2 points. Now, this The proprietor of this store has an unlimited number of magical scrolls, so we will have each character take one of each. We will give some to Slim Shady, Dr. Dre. We will even have the Lyrical Lizard take some spells. Although he does not know any magic skills, he may acquire them later. And of course, Snoop Dogg. Now, those were scrolls, and you do not use the scrolls to cast the spells, you use them to attempt to learn the spells. So we will press use. Which character? We will start with Ken. Ken Kniff, we want him to use an item. And the item we want him to use is Mage Fire. Ken Kniff tries to learn Mage Fire and succeeds. We will succeed at learning all of these spells. You succeed as long as your intelligence is higher than the spell's mandatory intelligence, and that is true for all of these, so I will blow through this quite quickly and teach everybody their spells that they just received scrolls of. Alright, did I miss any? I did not. Now, if we have Lyrical Lizard try to use one of these scrolls, which have a minus next to them as a helpful hint that he cannot use them, it will just tell us Lyrical Lizard can't use the Mage Fire. But fortunately the Mage Fire does not get destroyed in the attempt. Alright, knowing some magic, we will save the game and continue our wandering. Back to the statue of Namtar. Wild-eyed, bushy-haired loons pop out of nowhere, and as they are 20 feet away, this seems like a good time to try out our new magical combat spells. So instead of attacking, we will have Ken Kniff cast a spell of type combat, specifically Mage Fire. As there is only one group of enemies or enemy here, it did not ask us upon whom we wish to cast the spell, as that would have been redundant. We will have Slim Shady cast Mage Fire, Dr. Dre will cast Mage Fire, Lyrical Lizard, not knowing any magic, will just attempt to attack, and Snoop Dogg, despite being the 5th party member, can cast Mage Fire. Well, that was effective. Slim Shady casts Mage Fire at the loon and hits him for 4 points of damage, killing him. And more Mage Fire, more Mage Fire. Well, that was handy. We killed 2/3 of the loons before they even reached combat range. And why not finish this one off with magic? And there you have it. So, as you can see, that did take some magical points from our spellcasters here. The blue bars are not replenishing, and they will not replenish unless we find or do something to cause that. Now, in Purgatory, there is a magical pool in, I believe, the southwest corner of the city, which, when you stand in the pool, will restore your magic. So, let us try to find that. And before we do, now that we are able to magically heal folks, let's have Ken and Slim cast Heal upon themselves to bring them back to full health. Sia for cast. Which character? Ken. Heal, lesser heal, target, Ken. Ken Kniff casts lesser heal on Ken Kniff, and now he feels better. As indeed you can see he does. We'll do the same for Slim. And now we are in perfect health. Well, let's see if we can find that magical regenerating pool. And unjustly accused. Well, even though it's probably not necessary, let's fight him with magic. That was easy. Ah, 2 King's Guards appear at a distance of 30 feet. I don't know whether we can beat these guys or not, but let's give it a try. I did save a few minutes ago in case this becomes a disaster. And at 30 feet, we'll get at least 1 and possibly 2 rounds of magical attacks on them before they can hit us. So we will do that. Well, that was easy. These guys are not as tough as I thought. He is still out of range, so we will continue our magic. Ah, in addition to our 40 experience points, each party member gets 4 gold for combat. King's Guards apparently receive a salary. Read paragraph 77. Alright, let me find that in the manual. And paragraph 77 reads, amid the ruins, you come upon a remarkable sight. A bonfire illuminates a shattered city square. Scores of people cavort about the fire. This is the greatest gathering of people you've seen since arriving in Purgatory. The occupants of the square constitute a cross-section of Purgatory's citizenry. Blind beggars, mad poets, dog-faced children, and drunken priests swarm about the fire like moths to a flame. Drinking, singing, loving, bleeding, brawling. Above them all, seated on a rude throne of stacked masonry, you see the man you surmise to be the king of this place. If he is a king, he is a king of thieves. Astounded by this strange sight, you do not notice, until it is too late, a score of scoundrels sneaking up on you. Surrounded by rogues, you are urged toward the fire, where you come under the gaze of the figure on the throne. Outlanders, the king roars, teetering atop his perilous perch. You've strayed far from your homes, little does and kittens. This is the court of miracles, gathered to pay homage to the king of Purgatory. The king pauses, awaiting the proper moment, before continuing. Me, Clopin Trowleyfoo. Clopin Trowleyfoo growls, there are no honest men in the court of miracles. You will be punished unless a thief, beggar, or tramp. Do you describe yourselves as thieves, beggars, or tramps? Well, in this case, you would be wise to listen to Chopper read and never plead guilty, so we will not. You must then prove yourselves to me. Defeat the dreaded Humbaba, and you will know honor in my court. You will find him at the northeast corner of my realm. Okay. Well, we will keep that in mind, although if the Humbaba is in fact so dreaded, we would do well to face him fully charged with magic. So we will continue looking for the magical pool. As for describing oneself as beggars, thieves, or scoundrels, despite what the putative king there said, if you do so, something bad happens. I don't remember what it is. I think you get beaten, maybe they take your money. At any rate, it's not the correct choice. Well, those were pools, but they did not appear to be magical. Aha! You feel strangely energized. That is very good. All of our magical points have been restored. And this is, in fact, although you wouldn't necessarily know it at this point, unless you had played the game before, this is the southeast corner of Purgatory. Well, having found that, let's save the game and look for this vicious Humbaba, whatever that may be, located in the northeast corner, as King Trowlyfoo stated. Spider. Dead end. A breeze crawls in from the harbor, bearing a sickly stench. The harbor, you say? Is that the one which it was rumored you could swim from? Nothing up that sleeve. And read paragraph 5. Alright. Paragraph 5 reads, with distaste, you discover the source of the foul odor. Before you is a low structure, not so much a building as an odd series of stone slabs leaning against one another. Some ancient stonesmen identified this place with a legend carved into the rock: morgue. A more recent hand has added its own opinion. The way out, chumps. The stench of the dead is overpowering, but sensing that there is something important about this place, you hang around on the fringes and observe the routine. Sallow work gangs of malnourished slaves, themselves more dead than alive, slowly carry corpses from the building and stack them in sloppy piles. You dimly wonder what crime or heresy landed these poor souls a job as slaves in a city of criminals. From time to time, additional corpses are brought here by the tidy citizens of Purgatory. These are deposited in the house or stacked in piles without seeming purpose. After a time, several of the slaves bundle one or more corpses into a crude canvas sack and hurl the bundle over the wall. Distantly, you think that you hear a splash. You judge you're near the harbor wall. Are the dead of Purgatory hurled into the waters of the city's harbor? It occurs to you a living man could lay with the dead and journey with them in a sack over the wall and to freedom in the harbor beyond. How far do the sacks of the corpses fall? Are they really tossed into the harbor, or do they tumble into a well? Could you escape from a bag of cadavers before it sank to the bottom of the sea, maybe mired forever in muck and weeds? Perhaps the overpowering smell of this place is starting to get to you. Or, perhaps this is your ticket out. Ticket out though it may be, we will not redeem that ticket quite yet. Could this be the northeast corner? It could. Oh boy, this Humbaba is big, with a capital B. One Humbaba appears, 80 feet distant. Well, we can only do anything at 30 feet or closer, so we will advance ahead. The party advances, the Humbaba advances 20 feet. Well, if we do that again, and he does that again, we'll be at 30 feet. We did, and he did. And I can't do math at all, because now we are at 20 feet. We will run away and try that again, now with basic arithmetic. Alright, we will advance once. Aw man, really? I passed 4 calculus classes, but that doesn't mean much. Okay, 90 feet. I'm pretty sure we're safe to advance this time. 60 feet. If I'm not mistaken, 60 minus 30 is 30. So we will do that again. Perfect. So with him at 30 feet, we will start casting magical spells at him. And we will tell the Lyrical Lizard to attack in case the Humbaba advances before the Lyrical Lizard's turn. Alright, some good damage right out the gate. The Humbaba indeed does advance. Okay. Now that we are in melee range, I think the best thing to do will be to have Ken and Slim attack with their weapons, which are something like 1d12. Have Dr. Dre attack with magic. Have the Lyrical Lizard attack, of course, since that's all he can do. And have Snoop Dogg attack with magic, since that's all he can do. So far, so good. Oh, he missed. Nice. Repeat the same strategy. Attack, attack, magic, attack, magic. Ouch. Alright. This time, Slim Shady is almost knocked out. And we don't really know how much more damage the Humbaba could take. It could be quite a bit. So in this case, this round, I think we'll have Slim Shady attempt to heal Slim Shady. And we'll have everybody else stick with their previous strategy. So Ken will attack, Slim will cast, heal, lesser heal upon Slim, Dre will cast Mage Fire, Lyrical Lizard will attack, and Snoop will cast Mage Fire. Alright, that helped a bit. That didn't. Excellent! We have defeated the vicious Humbaba. And gained, I believe it said, 200 experience per party member, which is really nice. Bandage Slim. Oops. And now, we should return to the court of King Trowlyfoo to gain whatever he said our prize would be. He didn't really say, he just said we would gain honor in his court. The real question will be, how long will it take me to find his court once again? It could be a while, but I will do what I can. Clearly it was near the southeastern corner of the city. It was not too far from the magical pool. Not down there, though. That was a false move. Without an accelerator card in the Apple IIgs, it took quite a long time to redraw the screen when switching between the auto map and the game. It was quite irritating. This is not bad at all, by comparison, or in general. Oh, perhaps this is it. No, that was not it. We must have been close, as here is the magical pool, which we will visit. Oh, we are strangely energized. Being energized, we can heal Slim the rest of the way, I suppose. And then energize ourselves in the pool again to restore his magic. Well, it must have been up here somewhere. I'm about this good at directions in real life. It's not just the computer game. I am thoroughly confused. I suppose we will just continue retracing our steps to try to find what we are looking for. Maybe it was up north farther. I think that purple icon is the statue of Namtar, but let's check. Yes, okay. Well, that's one landmark. It's not down there. We didn't go there before. Alright, I think I will pause the video until I get unlost. And we're back. I was nowhere near King Traipse. I was way too far to the east. Having found the king and his court, we see this. It is an honor to have you amongst us, O mighty victors of the great Humbaba. Accept this gold as a token of our gratitude. Enjoy your meager existence amongst us. Well, how much gold did we get? A lot. Ken Kniff has 1,004 in gold. Everybody else has 4, except for the Lyrical Lizard, who has a bit extra for some reason. Well, that was nice. They gave us 1,000 gold. We could do some useful things with that at the black market. Ah, one King's Guard appears. I bet we can take him. We will not even bother using magic. Except for Snoop Dogg. We'll have him use magic so he can get in on the action. Ouch. Alright. And we gain more gold and more experience. And we will bandage the Lyrical Lizard before continuing. Spiders. The statue of Namtar, nice landmark. Before we enter the black market, we will have Ken give some of his gold to the Lyrical Lizard, who needs better armor. And the Lyrical Lizard will enter the black market, attempt to buy an item. The scale armor. Perfect. We will equip the scale armor, and there we go. Alright, well, I think this is a good place as any to stop, and I will see you in the next video.